There's no more time to wait. No more pretending like the clock isn't ticking. No more betting on someday when today is screaming in your face. For the Golden State Warriors, the future is not some distant promise, it's now or never. The rumors are heating up, and Golden State is moving like a team that understands the weight of its moment. Bobby Portis, yes, that Bobby Portis, has officially landed on the Warriors' radar. And this isn't just smoke. This time, there's fire. There's real movement. And this trade could change everything. Before we dive deep into the story that's shaking up the Bay, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update like this. If you're a real Warriors fan, now's the time to lock in. Because what we're about to break down could be the difference between wasting Steph Curry's final years, or giving him one more shot at greatness. Let's get into it. According to new reports surfacing from insiders close to the situation, the Golden State Warriors are seriously pursuing Milwaukee Bucks forward Bobby Portis. This isn't a passing interest. This isn't casual. Sources say the talks are active, and Golden State is working on a legitimate trade framework. That's right, we're no longer in the territory of what if. The Warriors want Portis, and they're prepared to make an offer that could raise eyebrows across the league. The proposed deal being circulated would send Moses Moody, Tracy Jackson-Davis, and a 2025 first-round pick swap to Milwaukee in exchange for Portis. It's a steep price in some fans' eyes. 2 young, developing pieces and a valuable draft asset. But make no mistake, this is a swing. A swing for now. A swing for the championship window. A swing for Steph. Let's be real. The Warriors don't have time to wait around for young players to develop into stars. They've done that before. They believed in the dual timeline. They gave it a shot. But we all saw how that ended. James Wiseman's gone. Jordan Poole is gone. And now, with Draymond Green in his mid-30s and Steph Curry nearing the twilight of his legendary career, the Warriors are facing an undeniable truth: it's win or rebuild. There's no middle ground anymore. That's why Portis makes so much sense. Standing 6'10", shooting nearly 37% from deep and an insane 43% from the corners, Bobby Portis is not just a stretch big, he's one of the most efficient frontcourt shooters in the league. And when you consider the Warriors' desperate need for floor spacing and rebounding in their frontcourt, Portis becomes more than just an intriguing name. He becomes a perfect fit. Look at the numbers. Golden State ranked near the bottom of the league in frontcourt shooting percentage last season. Kevin Looney struggled to find his rhythm, and Draymond, for all his leadership and defensive brilliance, is not stretching the floor. Quentin Post may have promise as a shooting big, but he's a rookie, and the Warriors aren't in the business of waiting anymore. Portis solves a problem immediately. But the deal isn't without its risks. Let's talk about the elephant in the room: age and upside. Moses Moody is just 21, a rising 3-and-D wing who showed flashes of serious potential last year. Tracy Jackson-Davis became a fan favorite with his hustle, athleticism, and versatility around the rim. Giving up on both, along with a first-round pick swap, could backfire, especially if Portis doesn't deliver. And then there's the contract situation. For this trade to even go through, Portis would have to opt into his deal, or the Warriors would need to agree to a long-term extension. That's not guaranteed. It's also worth noting that Golden State wouldn't have the cap space to sign him outright unless they move off Jonathan Kuminga, and even then, they're walking a financial tightrope. The new CBA rules make navigating this type of deal a challenge. But sometimes, you don't wait for perfect. Sometimes, you take the risk. Because the reality is that Steph Curry's window is closing, and everyone in the Bay knows it. This trade also exists in a bigger context. Kevin Durant's recent move has reshuffled the market. Teams are reacting. Rosters are shifting. And suddenly, the Warriors see an opportunity to strike while others are scrambling. Portis may not be the only move coming, but he could be the first domino in a major off-season shakeup. And here's the part that's adding fuel to the fire: Portis himself responded to the rumors. On social media, he called out how fast these reports spread, hinting that even he was surprised at how plugged in the insiders were. But whether it was sarcasm or sincerity, his reaction only added momentum to the speculation. Because when a player speaks up, even jokingly, people listen. And right now, everyone is listening to what Golden State is about to do. Still, there are alternative paths. If the Portis deal falls through, sources say the Warriors could pivot to other frontcourt upgrades. Nikola Vucevic is one name floating around, a skilled offensive center who might be available if the Bulls shift toward a rebuild. That could be a backup plan or even a secondary move. Either way, Golden State is clearly prioritizing proven, playoff-ready bigs. And at the heart of all this is Jonathan Kuminga. His future is the key that could unlock everything. If the Warriors choose to extend him, it signals belief in his long-term growth. But if they move him, suddenly the books are more flexible, the roster is older, and the franchise is pushing every chip into the middle of the table. Every move Golden State makes this summer will revolve around that choice. Keep Kuminga and build slowly, or move him and go all in one more time. And depending on which path they choose, the Bobby Portis deal could either be the first sign of an aggressive win-now push, or a pivot they're willing to abandon if the price gets too steep. The fan base is split. Some are screaming not to give up on the youth movement. Others are begging for reinforcements before it's too late. But here's the truth, nobody knows how many great years Steph has left. Nobody knows if Draymond can still anchor a playoff defense in 2 years. What we do know is that time doesn't wait for anyone. And the league isn't slowing down. Denver is still elite. Minnesota is surging. Dallas just made the finals. The West is brutal. If the Warriors don't improve now, they'll be watching the playoffs from the outside again. And the last thing anyone in Golden State wants is another wasted season. Bobby Portis may not be the flashiest name. He's not a superstar. But he is a Warrior-style player. Tough. Smart. Unselfish. And battle-tested in the playoffs. He helped the Bucks win a title. He's been in big moments. He knows what it takes. And he could bring that edge, that fire, to a Warriors team that felt like it lost its identity last season. The energy. The confidence. The grit. Portis plays with all of it. So now the question becomes, are the Warriors ready to make the tough call? Are they willing to part with promising young players and draft capital in exchange for a chance to go out swinging? Are they ready to reshape this roster, not for tomorrow, but for today? Because Steph deserves it. Draymond deserves it. Klay, if he stays, deserves it. The fans who stuck through every win, every loss, every up and down, they deserve it. We're watching the final chapters of one of the greatest dynasties in NBA history. But the story isn't finished yet. There's still time for one last run. One last dance. One last shot at the mountaintop. And if Bobby Portis is the piece that helps them get there, the guy who stretches the floor, bangs down low, brings playoff experience and intensity, then maybe this deal isn't just a risk. Maybe it's destiny. So as trade talks heat up and the Warriors weigh their options, we're standing at a crossroads. The next few weeks could define the future of the franchise. Will they go bold? Or will they play it safe? One thing's for sure, the Golden State Warriors aren't done fighting. And if Bobby Portis walks through that door, don't be surprised if he brings a whole new spark to a team that still believes in banners. Now we want to hear from you. Do you want the Warriors to trade for Bobby Portis? Is this the right move for the team's future? Or is giving up Moody and Jackson Davis too big of a price to pay? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let us know what you would do if you were in Mike Dunleavy Jr.'s shoes. And don't forget, if you love Warriors content like this, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you're always locked in. This off-season is just getting started, and if this is how it begins, imagine how it could end. Until next time, stay golden. And here's the key takeaway from the channel: delve into financial education to enhance your quality of life. Within the financial market, explore bonds and shares, particularly focusing on real estate investment trusts, which offer the potential for passive income. Engage with this responsibly and consider reputable investment brokerages worldwide.